7'3", at center, number 1, Victor Wembanyama.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me at the table, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we've also got Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sidelines. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Spurs. On Monday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Houston Rockets. And then on Wednesday, they'll tip it off. A road trip beginning in Oklahoma City where they'll take on the Thunder.
And looking at the Utah matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Alperen Sengun out there with Amen Thompson. And it's the great in at the point. And for the Spurs, up in the front court, it'll be Vassell and Barnes. Chris Paul is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Wembanyama in at center, locking down the middle. And it's Houston's ball. And you know, De'Aaron Fox, he has become, RJ, I think, almost impossible to defend.
Yeah, he's always had great speed, so defenders would sag off of him. But now that he has that step-back three, so you have to play up, and that's what he wants you to do. What confidence from the accomplished veteran. Paul doesn't need much space to shoot from the mid-range.
Here's the great. Buries it from three-point range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Pass to Vassell. Barnes outside. Wembanyama, a screen on Thompson. Barnes can't get it to go.
I'm trying to think of the last time I saw him miss a shot like that. It's been a while.
Sengun passes to the great. Out to Thompson. Pass to Green. Driving to the basket. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Stolen. Here's the great, defended by Paul. Launches it. The great misses. For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Barnes looking around. Sinks the triple.
He's a dangerous shooter from deep. Barnes can hit some big shots out there.
They kick it out to Green. Pass to the great. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama. So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15 and 56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
Now here's Barnes. The wide open look here for Fox. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Rise and fire. Man, I love watching Fox cash in off the catch.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Pass to Sengun. And here's Brooks from outside. Good. And it's Sengun picking up the assist.
He doesn't take a lot of time to make up his mind. Brooks always thinking ahead, and he's in position before the pass is made.
And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Houston. Gotta keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And with the type of defense they played that day, they were able to cause a lot of mistakes.
Not just forcing mistakes, but converting them into buckets on the other end. Great controlled aggression from their D in that game.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He wants to talk to his guys. Houston making a switch here. Eason's checked in. San Antonio's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Here's Fox. It's rebounded by Houston.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
Spurs making a switch here. Castle's checked in. Brooks checked in for the Rockets. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, here's the Great, defended by Paul. Up top, Şengün. And taken away by Paul. Vassell outside. Pass to Paul. Barnes outside. Wembanyama sets a screen for Barnes. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Barnes. How important, Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
No one covering.
Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those, because if you get up too close at the arc, Ahmed will blow right by you.
Now, here's Vassell. He has yet to score. Şengün against Wembanyama. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and he makes that one.
Looks like it could be a big night for him. Very strong start here in the first quarter.
Three-pointer. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Barnes outside. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist.
Doesn't come back and fire threes very often. Paul answers that time.
32 seconds left to play in the first quarter. In the corner, Şengün with it. Thompson for 3. Rebounded by Castle.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And Wembanyama gets it to go. The Rockets trail. Here's the Great. Really played well against Memphis in his last outing. Wembanyama with the rebound. Fires it up. It's deflected. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. It's the Spurs. They're up by 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Spurs. Pass to the Great. Eason with it. He's another guy who had a stellar performance in the win against Memphis. Here's the Great. Oh, good with the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Here's Fox. 14 points from him the last game against Dallas.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter.
The shot by Wembanyama, no good. Houston leading by 5. Let's get an update on Jalen Green. What's the status there, David?
Well, Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Rockets.
And unfortunately, it sounds pretty serious.
Now, this team came into the season with some high hopes. It's not the way they wanted to start things off. Kevin?
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sideline.
And you just hate to see any injury, but potentially a serious one like this breaks your heart.
The Great misses. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for the Spurs. 6-point game. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Some of it was solid shooting from their opponent, but they didn't have any teeth with their defense. Need to be more active than they were.
So RJ, the Rockets last year, they were exactly at 500, 41 up and 41 down.
Still, they missed the play-in by 5 games. In the East, they easily are in. That just tells you how difficult a rebuild in the Western Conference is. And Houston is up against it. It looked like he was playing against his little brother out there, the way he just went right over him with his height.
Fox kicks to Vassell for the 3. Got it, and the Houston lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Chris Paul.
You can't let Paul get room to shoot from downtown. That's a recipe for disaster.
Here's the great. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. RJ, the Rockets don't just have young talent. They have elite young talent.
Yeah, you can have all the high draft picks in the world. That doesn't mean you're going to hit on the right guys. But Houston, they certainly have.
Castle's checked in for the Spurs. Houston also making some changes. Amen Thompson comes in for Tari Eason. And Jalen Green subbed in for Cam Whitmore. Back to Vassell. 6 on the shot clock. Wembanyama, a screen on Green. Vassell, no good. Rockets leading by 7. Here's the great. 13 points in the game. Green passes to the great. Back to Green. Traps in the tray.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Yeah, once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
And so it's Houston, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Got a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
Hey folks, happy you joined us. The action tonight, a bit wild and a big deficit now for the San Antonio Spurs.
They've been shot out of the gym. Even when they do extend their defense, it doesn't matter. I don't know what the remedy is.
I got 3 words for you. Elbow sandwich.
And another important topic, injuries. Let's take a look at what's happening across the NBA.
With Tyrese Halliburton out, they lose one of their primary catalysts. He makes his offense run.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been one outstanding game from the great.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
And let's see if the D adjusts, make life a little more difficult on him.
Up in the front court, it'll be Vassell and Barnes. Chris Paul is out there with Fox. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5, patrolling the paint. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. Out to Brooks. Jacks up a 3. A rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds now tonight. You talk about reputations, RJ. Few have one like Dylan Brooks.
I'll give it to this man. He is fearless. He doesn't care if it's Steph, LeBron, his mom, whoever. Dylan is trying to get in their head. You want guys like that on your side. You can tell Green likes to move quickly. He gets that ball and he's taking the shot in just a few seconds.
Fox looking it over. Pass to Barnes. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. De'Aaron Fox, #1.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Fires for 3. The great misses. Spurs trail by 14. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin. Greg Popovich is guiding a young Spurs team that's hoping to return this franchise to the dominance that saw 5 titles since 1999. Pop said the standards haven't changed. Be very direct, demand, be fair, and love them. They got to know you care about them. So it's all the same formula from 25 years ago to today. Kevin?
It's an interesting story, David. Thank you. And of course, as a Hall of Famer, you bringing that to us? Perfect. And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations.
And now a look at Victor Wembanyama here.
Coming off a terrific season, first in blocks, and he also finished the season in the top 10 in rebounding. It's just a terrific year on the glass.
Clearly one of the best at what he does. Some of his highlight rejections were out of sight.
Not that one to go. Okay, now 1 for 4 to start the second half.
The great passes to Şengün. And it's Vassell with the foul. That's his first foul.
And still early in the period, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
Here's the great. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. The great's got 6 here in this quarter. Fox against Green. The 3. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Richard, last season marked the 5th consecutive year that the Spurs missed the playoffs.
And this drought came directly after their historic streak of 22 consecutive playoff appearances. But the silver lining in this stretch is that it allowed them to draft a generational talent in Wembanyama.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And the basket by the great.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
And it's Vassell in the corner. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Rockets leading by 19. Thompson passes to the great. That one, no good. Good D by Barnes. Vassell outside. Paul for 3. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
No question, Paul is playing with real heart on offense. He is not afraid to carry the load.
Green finds Şengün. And here is Brooks. Out left to the wing. Here's the great. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
Timeout.
And now it's up to 25 points for the great. And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Castle's checked in for the Spurs. And a change for the Rockets. Tari Eason's checked in for Dylan Brooks. Now here's Paul. Defense right on him. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Paul's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he's doing everything he can offensively to lift them out of this hole. But I'm not sure his hot shooting can do it alone.
From about 16, the great grabs the miss. The great's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Fires the 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Fox. Paul's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for San Antonio. 1:19 left in the third quarter of the game. Richard, you talk about the fastest players in the league. De'Aaron Fox is in the running, and I say that literally.
Kevin, he is at his best when he is attacking the lane. He's a lefty that is a tremendous finisher, and his floater arguably might be the best in the game.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
A different look now for San Antonio. Jeremy Sohan's checked in for Barnes. Johnson comes in for Fox. And Jordan McLaughlin subbed in for Paul. Spurs trail by 15. Pass to Sohan. Eason against Johnson. The great grabs the miss. Houston leading by 15. Lays it up and banks it in. The great's got 29.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
McLaughlin, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. The Spurs shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
For the Rockets, Smith comes in for Şengün. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Amen Thompson. Pass to Eason. On the wing, Green. Here's the great. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. 31 points for the great.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the court.
And so it's the Houston Rockets out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that... And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Houston.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
And another thing, they continue to work it inside and score. It's clear their game plan is attacking the paint as much as possible.
We're starting to get a better sense of the player that Şengün is. An agile big man who really brings a lot of energy to the floor.
Wembanyama passes to Paul. And Wembanyama gets it to go. And it's 8 points for Victor Wembanyama. And you hear, Richard, about players dunking and putting a hurting on the rim, but that iron sometimes can put a hurting on a player's hands too, right?
Then when you get older, those landings, they can start to hurt too. End of the day, there's a price to be paid for all that high flying and rim wrecking, and it's worth it.
Pass to Şengün. Doubled by Vassell. Out to Brooks. Here's the great. That's good on the jump shot. The great's got 33.
They're in strong position coming down the stretch, and he is a big reason why.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Alperen Şengün.
One of the fastest guys in the league. For Fox, it's about using his blinding quickness to his advantage on both ends of the floor.
Richard, one thing is for sure with these Spurs, a lot of top free agents have got to be looking at him now as a destination.
It doesn't take a lot of skill to see that Wemby is a different type of player. And look, if you are a free agent, that's the player that you want to look at to say, hey, can I team up with him and go on a string of championships?
And it seems each season more things can be subject to video review. You a fan of that, Greg?
You know, I'm a fan of keeping the game moving. I'm not sure I'd get rid of review, but I sure would like the league to find a way to speed them up.
What sets Fox apart is how dynamic and explosive he is. He can take off at any moment in any direction.
1:51 left to play in the final quarter. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Ball passes to Wembanyama. Three-pointer, Fox sinks the three-pointer. Fox has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for San Antonio. Houston's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. And taken away by Paul. And it's Vassell in the corner. And it's off from three-point range. Houston leading by 9. The great passes to Şengün. To the left side wing. Pass to Thompson. Puts up a 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Rockets.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the great.
He did a great job following his team's game plan and not rushing anything on offense, which allowed him to catch fire.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Richard, during his rookie year, Victor Wembanyama had a game with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and 5 made threes, a 5-by-5 for the ages.
That was the first time someone put up those numbers in NBA history. Wemby is going to continue to do things we have never seen before.
Another miss by Houston. It's deflected. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
Thank you for joining. We'll do it for now. Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching tonight's game on 2K Sports. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, the great